Today I tested every rune for every item in LEGO Fortnite, so you don't have to. And in today's video, we'll be breaking down everything you should know about the Rune and Essence system, and I'll also be giving my personal recommendations on the best combos for each tool. Drop a like on this video so you can come back anytime you need an upgrade in your world, and subscribe so you could say you were here before 1 million subscribers. There's not much time left. But diving right in, there's a lot to talk about with this Rune and Essence system because it's brand new with the new Lost Isles update. So quickly, we're going to show you how everything works, and then we're going to be breaking down every single rune upgrade in the game, as well as showing you my favorite combinations for every single item that's able to be upgraded. You aren't going to want to miss these. There are some insane combinations, but first we have to start with how it all works. And to start out, we have to come over to this section where we have our rune forge, and we also have some of these new klombo rune tomes. And first off, making a rune forge is very, very simple. All you got to do is open your build menu, make sure you're on the utility tab, and then it's right over here. It's really not even that expensive, just 20 knot root and 6 glass. And simply by throwing it down, you'll instantly have access to upgrade your tools with runes. As you can see here, the menu is very, very simple. You get 3 random upgrades, and if you don't like them, you can re-roll them. In survival, every single re-roll costs 20 essence, and every single upgrade will also cost essence depending on what tier it is. Tier 1 upgrades cost 75 essence, Tier 2 upgrades cost 110, and then of course, what everybody's looking for, Tier 3 upgrades cost 150 essence. And if you don't know how to get essence, you probably have not played since the update, because you get essence by doing literally anything. As you can see, I'm absolutely farming essence in these clips, first off by defeating enemies. The second way I'm getting it is simply by harvesting some of the resources around me. You also get some by searching random chests around your world. Trading with klombo will also give you some, and I'm sure there's other ways I'm missing, but those are just 4 main ones. You basically get it by doing everything. Now, once you acquire your essence and you go ahead and build a rune forge, there's still one thing to do, and that is actually go ahead and unlock these rune upgrades so that you have all of them available to your disposal whenever you go ahead and re-roll. Because if you haven't already, when you start a new world or you haven't discovered any of the runes, they simply won't be available to you and you won't be able to roll them inside of the rune forge. You need to actually discover every single upgrade, and the way to do that is kind of what I already showed earlier, and that is going to be these klombo rune tomes right here. As you can see, there's 2 different types, an uncommon and a common, and what you're going to be looking for are the uncommon ones, aka the green ones, which are currently the most rare. And if you're wondering how to get your hands on some of these books, the way to get them is actually what's right behind us, the Lost Isles Islands. And basically, once you've made it up here onto these islands, you can simply make your way over to these golden chests, and when you search any of the ones on the island, as you can see, you will get one of these books. You'll also, like I already pointed out, get some essence, which is always nice. But yeah, what you're really looking for are these klombo rune tomes, and once you pick one up, you can go ahead and simply interact with it, and you'll unlock a random rune upgrade that you don't currently have unlocked. Simply repeat this process with all of the chests around the floating islands, and over time, you'll discover every single rune in the game. But all right, Kaz, I already know how everything works. Can you please show me how to upgrade my tools now? Yes, just a moment. First, we got to go over here, because as you can see in this corner, I went ahead and laid out every single item that isn't eligible to be upgraded with the brand new runes. Some of the more notable items being the flintlock pistol and the pirate musket. Also, it's interesting that you can't upgrade the lightsaber. I think that would be super cool, but at the same time, I can understand why you aren't able to upgrade it because it's literally indestructible. Anyway, other than that, nothing else really to note here. You can't upgrade the shovel because why would you? And then you can't upgrade any shield. But other than that, everything on this wall are the things you can upgrade. And right now, we're about to take you through every single one of these items and show you guys my favorite upgrade combination for each one. And I'll also be explaining why, obviously. We're about to get into it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you're not, like I said, we're on the road to 1 million. But let's go ahead and get started with our first item, which is the sword. And yes, I am filming at night because look at how gorgeous this place is. But anyway, my favorite upgrade for the sword has to be this one right here. And let me start by saying the sword is probably the most subjective out of any of the ones that I'm going to talk about today, but I'll go ahead and grab my favorite combination. And as you can see, we went with damage, luck, and berserk, all in tier 3 upgrades. Everything we talk about is going to be a tier 3 upgrade today for obvious reasons. But looking through this upgrade path, there's probably one upgrade that you guys are wondering why I didn't go with, and that's durability. Because other than that, this basically covers all of your bases. It's just going to break a little bit faster without durability. And to me, that's a worthy trade-off for having the most powerful and rewarding sword in the entire game. I'm not one that gets too bothered by having to craft resources over and over again, so I don't mind if my sword breaks. I'd rather have the best item available, even if it is a little weaker. If that's not your vibe and you want to have something a little bit more durable, I'd recommend swapping out Berserk with durability. And to quickly break down every single one of these enchantments and why we're using it, first off, we have to talk about damage. This one obviously just increases your overall damage output. A non-upgraded longsword will do 9 damage, whereas a Rune of Damage 3 sword will do 15 damage. And any jump critical attack will double the amount of damage done. So first, with our normal sword, you'll see that it does 18 damage instead of 9. And then since our upgraded sword does 15 damage, with a jump critical attack, it'll do 30. Double damage all around with a jump critical attack. So as you can see with this sword, 30 damage on every single attack as long as you remember to jump is insane. Not only that though, the next upgrade we have on it is luck. That'll increase your chances of getting more loot every time you eliminate or harvest something with luck equipped. And the last upgrade that we have on this sword is the Rune of Berserk 3. Attacking significantly increases sprint speed and jump height for a few seconds. And trying this one out, as you can see, once we swing our sword, we can now jump and we can sprint a lot faster. This is really good for high pressure engagements, especially if you're fighting something a little more powerful that can lunge at you. You definitely want to be able to move around as fast as you can, and that's exactly what the Rune of Berserk does really well. 10 out of 10 would recommend this sword. Give it a shot and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. The Rune of Undead Bane. This isn't going to be a rune we use at all in this video because it's basically useless besides skeletons and of course bone wolves. There's really just not enough use cases for it, so yeah, it's not going to be on any of our final builds today. You can give it a try if you want, but I just don't find it useful enough to replace for any of the other runes we will be showing off. Anyway, that's enough for the sword. And one thing I will say is we'll move through the rest of this list quicker. I just need to explain all of these runes for the first time as they appear. But next up, we have the hunting dagger. And I was just talking about how the Rune of Undead Bane was useless. I think this might actually be more useless. I know there's some people in the comments that always defend the hunting dagger when I make fun of it, but yeah, I'm just not a fan, honestly. I did still put together a pretty interesting build. As you can see here, we have Berserk, damage, and luck. And understanding that I'm not the biggest fan of the hunting dagger, I actually copied the exact same things that I used as the sword. So we have Berserk 3, damage 3, and luck 3. It's basically a sword replacement, except just weaker. The one cool thing about this is that you can actually sneak up on an... Okay, wait, he sees me. But if you manage to sneak up on an enemy and hit him from behind, as you can see, it will do more damage. In that clip, it did 17, but if I hit him from the front, as you can see, it'll only do 11. That's the only thing keeping the hunting dagger somewhat okay, but other than that, we don't need to spend much time with this one. Honestly, I'd leave it in the crafting bench. And honestly, the same thing applies with our next item, which is going to be the Explorer's Machete. We'll go through this one very quickly as well, because there's not much to note here. Our build of choice with this one does change a little bit, and I do want to talk about it because it is a brand new item. Starting out with our build, we have luck 3, durability 3, and damage 3. So the difference between the last two builds and this one is that we swapped out Berserk for durability. And the Explorer Machete's description reads, a powerful machete ideal for cutting through bushes and dangerous plants. And if that's all it's useful for, then obviously it's not going to be very useful in general because you can cut down plants with any tool in the game, really. This one does do a lot of damage to plants, but I mean, you don't even really need a lot of damage done. The fact that this is the sole purpose of this thing is the reason that I put durability on it, though, because of course, when you're ripping through all these plants, you don't want to be breaking your machete super quickly. And the reason we have luck on this thing is actually very important to note here as well, because the description reads that it significantly increases the chance of enemies dropping extra loot, but it also significantly increases the chances of any resource dropping as well. I don't know why the description for this rune is straight up wrong, but it is. And when we get to our pickaxe later in this video, we'll be talking about the Rune of Luck yet again. But yeah, that's basically it from our Explorer's Machete. I honestly think they can make this item so much better in game, so hopefully they do buff it one day. But moving on to our next item, we have something that's much better than the past two items we talked about, and that, my friends, is the Throwing Spear. And moving straight over to my build of choice for the Throwing Spear, you can see that we have damage, Berserk, and luck. Once again, the only thing I would recommend maybe swapping is Berserk for durability if you're about that. For me personally, like I said before, I really like the movement buff that you get after using your tool, and that's exactly why I keep Berserk on my items. The Throwing Spear is very interesting as well because there's two different ways you can use it. First off, if you just spam attack with it, you can just jab, and with triple damage and Berserk on this, you can actually go super crazy. I mean, as you can see here, the damage you do is just incredible. But yeah, guys, not much else to talk about there. The Throwing Spear is one of the better items in the game after the update, so I definitely recommend giving it a shot if you haven't yet. I still really like this sword build, but the Throwing Spear is definitely a close second, and I'll be using it more in upcoming videos. But next up, we have the Recurve Crossbow, which is a classic in the game. With our crossbow, we actually have durability for the first time in this video, and there's a good reason for that. The crossbow is something you use super often when it's in your hands. And I mean, some of your shots are gonna miss, of course, so you're gonna be wasting durability every time you shoot the thing. And for that reason alone, I definitely recommend having durability on just for the practicality of it all. I feel like that's okay for something like a crossbow because you're gonna be using this to weaken your enemies, and then if you wanted to finish them off with something with luck, you could obviously just throw another weapon in your inventory and finish them off with the luck enchantment. That way you can, of course, get your increased odds at better loot. But in general, I look at the crossbow as something you just want to slay out with and do maximum amounts of damage and not have to rebuild a bunch of times. And for that reason, we have durability, berserk, and luck. It's a super fun build. Go ahead and give this one a shot as well. Another one of my favorite items in all of LEGO Fortnite. But we're almost done with our list here. We have 2 more tools, which are some of the most important tools in the entire game, starting out with the forest axe. Now, with the forest axe, we actually have a brand new type of rune that I haven't talked about yet, and that's destruction. And as you can see here, destruction gives the chance to instantly destroy a resource when damaged. And this is hands down one of the most effective runes in all of LEGO Fortnite for exactly what the description says. If the destruction rune kicks in, you're able to save so much time by instantly destroying things that you swing at. Like as you just saw on screen there, I did 13 damage to that tree, but it instantly got destroyed. And once again, there was that Rune of Destruction kicking in yet again. When it kicks in, it'll do 999 damage as well. So you can break anything in the game in one swing. Rune of Destruction isn't the only thing on this axe, though. Obviously, we have damage 3, and then we also have luck 3, because you want to get as many resources as you can when you farm. So between all 3 of these, as well as the fact that you can just do a jump critical attack whenever you want to instantly destroy most things already, this forest axe is super OP, and if you're somebody that's always running low on resources, specifically wood, I would definitely recommend giving this one a shot. Wow, that was a horrible joke. I'm sorry about that one. But now there's only one more tool left to cover, which is the pickaxe. But before we do, if you guys are finding this video helpful, be sure to drop a like. Anyway, let's go ahead and put our forest axe away and take out our pickaxe of choice. There's a few different ways I could have gone with this one, and there's definitely more than one right answer when it comes to the pickaxe. This is just my personal preference. You guys can go ahead and sound off in the comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these builds. But without further ado, my personal pickaxe of choice includes these 3 upgrades: luck 3, damage 3, and destruction 3. It should come as no surprise by now that I did not include durability on this one. Again, I just don't really mind upgrading these pickaxes over and over again and building them when they break. Also, hopefully one day we'll have a repair bench, but for now, I mean, I do just have to rebuild them. Either way, it's a price I'm willing to pay, and going back and looking at these upgrades, you can see what each one is used for. Luck will absolutely kick in once in a while when you're farming things like ores and stone. Like we already covered with the Rune of Luck, it says there's a chance for enemies to drop extra loot, but that isn't completely true. Because while I'm farming resources like Bright Core, as you can see, most of the time I'm getting 7, but sometimes the luck essence will kick in and it'll give you a multiplier of those resources. The Rune of Destruction is also crazy because as you can see here, look at this streak of luck I just got. Every single time I was swinging at obsidian, it was breaking instantly, where as you can see, it's not supposed to happen. This vein right here actually took me 3 hits to break, which is normal. But with the Rune of Destruction, you can get pretty lucky and break veins in one swing. And the last upgrade we have on the pickaxe is triple damage, which is pretty self-explanatory. And another reason triple damage is so good is because if you do a jump critical attack and you have triple damage on the thing, it'll double your triple damage, leading to absolutely insane damage outputs. But there you have it, a full comprehensive guide of everything to do with runes and essences inside of LEGO Fortnite. I fully anticipate that they will be adding more rune upgrades down the line, and that'll definitely make our choices even trickier with what we choose to put on our tools. I can't wait for that. I feel like there's honestly not enough yet. There is one rune that we didn't talk about in today's video. It's a defense rune that significantly increases the chances of enemies dropping healing items, and judging by that description, you can tell why I didn't put it on any of my items. I just don't think it's useful, but to each their own, because this is a very subjective topic. So if you disagree with anything I said today, or you just think that something might be a little bit better of an upgrade combo, let me know down in the comments. We'll be having a full discussion there. But other than that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, use code Kaz, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Also, YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so click on it next. Thanks for watching. Peace.